Hey.
Hello and welcome back to Elden Wyrm, episode 45. I'm gonna call this the aftermath of Liurnia and Raya Lucaria. Even though we're not completely done yet, there are still a couple of things we could do. We've got a little mini-boss over here. I've got this area to explore. But overall, you've seen the majority of at least what we can reach and do for now in Liurnia. And I wanted to do another little sort of summary on my feelings of it so far, and a little bit, I guess, on Caelid. Even though Caelid really, in terms of difficulties, the area that you probably, in a normal playthrough, would be advised to tackle after Liurnia. We kind of mixed a bit of Caelid in there. And so, my thoughts on Liurnia. Liurnia is a lot more linear, sort of, in its layout. But it's very much three lines, because you can follow both the different shorelines towards the north. And you've got the central lake area, which is filled with all sorts of ruins and churches and treasures, ruined town, and of course the Magic Academy right in the middle of it. Still, overall, it gives you a good flow going north, and generally the further north you go, the higher up the difficulty scales. Culminating in the Carian Manor is definitely the hardest area in Liurnia, aside from the Academy itself. Which I'd say, to be honest, I think the Manor is slightly harder than the Academy in terms of the sorts of enemies and the bosses that you encounter. I remember at least Loretta, for me, my first time playing through the game, being a heck of a lot harder than anything that I encountered in the Academy. But there is one more thing that I can do in or near the Academy. For that, I had to go all the way back to Limgrave and talk to Yura over here.
You must not forget, though, those who partake in Dragon Communion will one day shed their humanity. Their hunger for Dragon, their yearning, only worsens until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment. The strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that Dragon Communion is ruinous.
Possibly. Still eating the hearts, still like the idea of becoming a dragon. That's just Sylvie's, how she rolls, man.
You must not forget, though, those who part their hunger until the flood, the strength. It's no surprise.
Yeah, that's... I'm curious, though. I expected you to show up here by the Academy main gate. There must be something in this questline that I'm missing. Anyway, overall, I really like Liurnia. I think it's a cool area. And on any playthrough of Elden Ring, if you're doing a magic build, Liurnia is the place to be, and it's nice that they put it relatively early on in the game, because Liurnia is where you find the vast majority of magic. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. The vast majority of mid to powerful spells and a lot of equipment to support a magic playstyle is available in Liurnia, which simultaneously made it perhaps for lovely Sylvie here a less ideal region, because yeah, the zones are relatively heavily themed. Both Limgrave and the peninsula down here are a little bit more generalist, giving you a bit of a taste of everything that Elden Ring has to offer. Things start getting much stronger in theme. Liurnia, with its theme of the stars and sorcery and the academy and magic. Yeah, it's very strongly themed around that, and that's why most of the items that you find here, most of the rewards in this region will benefit you if you're a sorcerer. Flip side, Caelid is of course all about the rot and the struggle against the rot. So Caelid gives you a lot of things that are related to poison and disease, but also to fighting it, which is why you get some fire and also some sorcery, because Caelid has a sorcery past. With Celia, the town of sorcery, and the demigod in charge of Caelid, Radahn, Star Scourge Radahn, also having practiced sorcery to ward off the stars. Well, we'll see and talk more about Radahn later. But yeah, because the zones are so heavily themed, the rewards that you get from it are also themed, because most of the rewards aren't placed randomly. So, sorcery place gives you lots of the sorcery stuff. So for Sylvie, not the greatest in terms of loot, but still a really, it's just beautiful. I love the look of it. I like the theme, I like the story. And yeah, and we're not fully done with it yet. Like, that landmark over there. That one. We're still going there. We've got business there. But, for now, I'm going to go help out Yura by examining this red summon sign. Be summoned to assist Yura, Hunter of Bloody Fingers. Very well. Bloody Finger Raven Mount Assassin. We are here to help Yura. Oh no! Yura died and she for some reason didn't. Dang it. I have to try again. At least I think I could try again. Oh, you do drop your souls in that particular style of invasion. Runes. You drop your runes. But yeah, you might remember Nereus, whatever. The dagger guy that I died to 1 billion times in the first 2 or 3 episodes. And how Yura helped us out. It's 100 years ago, I know, but our job here is to return the favor. Alright, you know what? Let's be cheap assholes. Rotten Breath, the Raven Mount Assassin. Well, you're dead. There we go. We did it, Yura. We invaded that Bloody Fingers realm. And murdered her. Oh, the Raptor of the Mists. I remember that one. That's a pretty good Ash of War.
Wretched worms, leave me be.
It sounds like he's struggling.
Oh, it's you. Thanks for your help there. That bloody finger was a thorn in my side. And now I'm finally rid of him. Here's a token of thanks. Please, take it. I may not have much time. I'm dying to see you. Eleonora. Violet Bloodyfinger. Yes, I've been tracking Eleonora for quite some time. She is the deadliest of all Bloody Fingers. She's felled many an old hand already, but in spite of her cess-blood zealotry, Eleonora is a proud knight. If she comes for you, do not think twice. You must flee. There is no shame in self-preservation. Be on your way. Perhaps we will meet again, if fate permits.
I think it will. Yes. Well, aside from that, I am gonna go and visit the round table and get some really nice rewards and a couple of quest progressions and places. See how things are going here. Oh? Okay, Corin's still there. We haven't reported in with Roger since going into Randy's service.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? Maybe I should tell you. Lately, I feel I'm on the precipice of falling into a deep, fathomless slumber. And I have an inkling it could spell trouble for you somehow. So I just wanted to get the apology out of the way beforehand, since you're so scary and all.
Aww.
Oh.
He's apologizing preemptively for something.
Ah, hello there. What can I do for you?
Nothing apparently right now. Oh well, we're starting to get closer to some other quest lines completing.
I had my doubts, but look at you. Only once before have I seen two great runes together. Look there. The fingers shudder with exuberance. Fine work, brave Tarnished. The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord. Now, seek the Erd Tree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. The fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
The talisman pouch! Yay!
Now, go forth. Become Elden Lord. You have returned. What is it? Queen Marika is the vessel of the Elden Ring, carrier of its vision. A god in truth. But after the Elden Ring's shattering, she was imprisoned in the Erd Tree. A grim punishment for shattering the Order. despite her godhood. The fingers speak. Marika's trespass demanded a heavy sentence. But even in shackles, she remains a god and the vision's vessel. Confer great runes to become Elden Lord and join Queen Marika as her consort. The fingers have willed it so. Now you may go.
Now there's one other thing that she can now do. Receive equipment of champions. We can get Renala's clothes, her outfit. And actually for a large portion of the game I wore this one, the Queen's Crescent Crown. A tall crown depicting the moon, worn by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Increased intelligence. How much intelligence? I think from the top of my head, I think it's 5? When Renala, head of both the Academy of Raya Lucaria and the Carian royal family, lost her husband Radagon, her heart went along with him. And then those at the Academy realized that Renala was no champion after all. Yeah, I actually wore her outfit for a decent chunk of the playthrough because it was just relatively well suited for a sorcerer to wear. And her remembrance. Also, I used both of these on my sorcerer character. The Carian Regal Scepter. The magic scepter of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. The glintstone is known as the Carian Blue, enhancing full moon sorceries. And Renala's Full Moon, the actual sorcery that you get with it. Use the caster as a vessel to incarnate a full moon, then sends it floating towards foes. The full moon dispels all sorcery that touches it, and temporarily reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. So yeah, it's it basically creates a slow-moving, powerful magic projectile that eats away other sorceries that touch it, and when it makes contact, makes them, well, prone and weak to being hurt even more with sorceries. Unfortunately, her remembrance is basically useless to us, because they require intelligence 60 and 70 or something to use. I could just eat it for a crap ton of runes, but it hurts my soul to do so. It feels like a waste. Oh yeah, talisman pouch. We now have a 3rd talisman slot, so we can equip extra stuff. Like, say, the 2 Fingers heirloom. Ooh. That puts us at dexterity 38, only 2 dexterity away of the requirement needed for the specific weapon that I want to use, that we can soon access. Well, I say soon. Earning bonus runes. Oh yeah, the Cattail Talisman. Grants immunity to fall damage, does not prevent death from a high fall. Lacrima features the fables of Raya Lucaria, in which she is described as a fairy cat who was fond of playing in the Great Bell Tower. Yeah, Lacrima, the long-tailed cat. So, this is one of the weirdest, apologies, one of the most useless, arguably, talismans, because essentially how fall damage works in this game is there's a certain drop in which you take no damage, and then for a couple of meters after that you take damage proportional to how many meters after that you fell, and after 20 meters you just die, no argument. You die before you hit the ground, or after you hit the ground, depending on if there is a ground to fall on or not, as far as the game is concerned. But 20 meters is the, I think it's 20 meters. Anyway, there's a hard limit, and the cat talisman doesn't stop you from exceeding the hard limit. But any other amount of damage is negated. But very rarely will you make a drop that sort of falls into that Goldilocks zone of you take damage but you don't die. And only in those situations is this talisman useful. But it's cute. It's a cute little talisman. Oh well. Let's see. I wish there was an heirloom for boosting arcane. I could really use that. Boosting faith is interesting. Boosting strength is not useless either. The arsenal charm just increased our carrying capacity. Could put on the heavier armor. Radigan's icon increased our cast speed. Ooh, I should actually, whilst we're on Liurnia, I should talk about the Graven schools. A talisman depicting the school of Graven mages, the nightmare of the academy. The primeval currents is forbidden tradition of glintstone sorcery. To those who cleave its teachings, the act of collecting sorcerers to fashion them into the seeds of stars is but another path of scientific inquiry. So, yeah, Elden Ring's stars might not be balls of gas on fire billions of miles away. They might literally be conglomerations of sorcerers from other worlds or other times. And Graven schools might be collections of dead or petrified or transmuted into glintstone sorcerers from the lands between that are threatening to become a new star. Possibly? It's hard to tell. Anyway, I should pick a talisman. I think I'll just go with the prosthesis wearer heirloom. Gives us a bunch of decks, which is really useful. Anyway, yeah. One last thing, Fia, do you have something to say to me?
I am pleased. Would you like me?
Yes, I want to be held. Excuse my wings.
You are so very warm. I heard that you lent a hand to dear Roger. He seemed positively elated. He must be possessed of great mental fortitude. It anchors his will and sustains him, despite his grievous wounds. You truly are a champion. To dear Roger, and myself too. My dear, might I ask something of you? Could you please find the owner of this dagger and return it to them?
The weathered dagger.
A certain person gave it to me as a gift. It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart. So I would like for the original owner to have it back, if you wouldn't mind. I'd like you to find the owner of the... It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart. Then good day to you.
Well, strange weathered dagger. Should return to the rightful owner. It was once a special weapon of gold and silver intertwined, but it's now worn down and marred by a black gash. I know where to put that dagger, but that is for another time. For now, I'm gonna cure myself of the unfortunate side effect of touching her. How are we doing here?
Ah, you. Please, leave me be. It's pathetic, I know, but I need...
Well, I have the potion. I guess we can't feed it to her yet. Nor do we want to. We're not planning on feeding Nepheli's the potion that Sylvanas asked us to do. Yeah, but all that aside, I think this is a good time to say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Hey.